Yo, hey guys, it's me again, and here is everything you need to know about the SMT transmission on the MR2 Spyder. If you don't know what SMT is or means, it stands for Sequential Manual Transmission. Essentially, it is a computer-operated manual transmission that you have to shift yourself. I see a lot on the forums on how you shouldn't get an MR2 with the SMT because it might break or whatever. Well, if you are skeptical like the people online, let me tell you about my experience with the SMT. You might even change your mind. Before we jump right into it, I ask that you consider subscribing. It seems that 99.7% of my viewers aren't subscribed. Have you ever seen worse? If you like the content and want to see more car videos, subscribe and hit the little bell icon. I don't do boring vlog style videos that last over 10 minutes just for ad revenue. I get right into it and take pride in actually editing my videos. So consider subscribing. It's free. So, I have had this MR2 Spyder for a little over half a year. I didn't really want to drive a traditional manual transmission because of learning the clutch pedal, and I also let my sister drive it, so the SMT was probably the only option. And anyways, it's not like you're gonna come across an MR2 Spyder very often for sale, especially one that's in good condition. So when I first got the car, the previous owner told me that they had changed the fluid in the transmission and that it had a tendency to slip and not change gears every once in a while. Sounds scary? Well, a few times this has happened to me where when you don't use the car for a while, the transmission light comes on right as soon as you turn the car on, and the car can get stuck in neutral even when you're trying to change gears. So this happened to me a couple of times, and thankfully both were in the neighborhood. So I was just cruising around in the neighborhood and it happened. I had to coast to the side of the street and turn off the car and turn it on again. So basically, you're cruising along, you're in like first or second gear right in the neighborhood, and you try and change gear and nothing happens. So you look down at the instrument cluster and it says neutral. Well, that's kind of dumb, right? Aren't you in gear? Not really. The transmission light is on, and for some reason the car can't shift gears anymore for whatever reason, and you're stuck in neutral. So if you're going fast, if you're on a highway and the transmission light is on and this happens to you, you're gonna have to coast to the side of the highway and turn off your car and turn it on again. But the weird thing is that it should work fine after you take out the key, put it back in and start it up. Most of the times the transmission light is gone completely. And even weirder is that after I changed the battery on the car, for some reason the issue does not happen anymore whatsoever. I've never had that problem, and I drive this car every day, drop off my sister at school, and this hasn't happened to me since I changed the battery. So it could just be me, could just be the battery, or it could just be the SMT in general. So the way it works is that a pump builds pressure. So whenever you open the driver's door and you hear a loud pump turn on, don't be afraid of the sound, it's normal. This pump builds pressure so that when you want to change gear, the transmission can do so on its own. Because remember, you're not physically shifting the gears, you're telling the computer to shift and then the car shifts. It's probably a lot more complicated than that, but that's the easiest way of explaining it. Anyway, this transmission slipping thing, like I said, only happened before I changed the battery, so it could just be a problem with the battery and the electrical system. If you are interested in buying an MR2 with the SMT, you should know a few things beforehand. There are two versions of the SMT. The pre-facelift models before 2003 got 5 gears, and the ones 2003 and newer have 6 gears. To drive it, you must have the car in neutral to start the car. For the most part, pretend it's an automatic besides shifting gears. The user manual says to put it in neutral at a stop or whatever, but I have left it in gear and the car knows when to engage or disengage the clutch whenever you want to get going again. When you have to shift, just make sure you let off the gas and then shift like an actual manual car. If you do anything wrong, the car will beep at you and the transmission light might turn on. You can either shift with the gear lever or with the small buttons on the steering wheel. You can downshift with the buttons on the front of the steering wheel or upshift using the back buttons located behind the face of the wheel. The car will also prevent you from downshifting and braking the car. Read the user manual if you want to know more about stuff like that. But all in all, the SMT is a great transmission. If you're worried about it being unreliable, then look for a newer model MR2 with less miles. But honestly, even mine with 161,000 miles and counting, it still runs perfectly fine. But Brian, isn't this thing like the BMW SMG transmission? Well yes, the gearboxes are pretty similar in how they function, but the MR2 one seemingly isn't made out of glass. It's a Toyota product, for fuck's sake. Am I saying it's better than the manual offered on the MR2 Spyder? Well no, it probably isn't. But it actually isn't that bad, and I would actually recommend any MR2 Spyder regardless of the transmission. I hope this video helps some of you debating on whether to get one of these cars. If so, just test drive it and make sure everything works properly, alright? So guys, that's about it for this video. Make sure you guys go like and subscribe for more MR2 Spyder videos. I know lately I've been focused more on the BMW side of things with my new E92 and everything, but I probably am going to be selling my E46 convertible, hopefully to one of my buddies. I really wouldn't want this car to go to just anybody and for me never to see the car ever again. But yeah, make sure you guys go and subscribe to the Automotive Hustle, where me and my cousin are going to review my E46 convertible before it sells. And yeah, make sure you guys like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.